This conference will now be recorded.
So yesterday we discussed about EC2 theoretically, and we understand about what is dashboard and all these things, and also resources as well as. So now coming to we understand about events, tags, limits, and these things. Okay, anyone any questions about any of these points before proceeding to create instances? So today we will discuss about how to create the server, this Windows server as well as the Linux server. So after that we will understand about how to connect to them. Then we will understand about how to manage those servers which we created. Then we can understand about AMI operations and all. So now coming to if you go to if you go to the dashboard, here we have the region, right? So first you need to make sure on which data center you want to create the server. So our customer said like, okay, I need the server in Virginia. So go to the Virginia region and you can create the server in Virginia. If he is looking for the server, looking for the server in Mumbai, select the Mumbai, and you can go to the Mumbai data center and you can click. Like that, based on what region you want, you can just navigate to the region. And here, before creating the second point, you need to make sure the region must be healthy. That means there is no issues with the health check and all. Like if you go to the health check, you can also go to the health check dashboard where you can see all the regions, like is there any issues going on, is there any maintenance going on, or is there events going on? So everything you can see the health check. Everything you can see the health check. If you see, if did you notice this? They changed the this dashboard. So you can see if there is any issues going on and all, you can find out. So if there is any issues, then you can stop the building the server, and after that issue resolved by the AWS, then only you can create the servers. Okay. So, and the second thing you need to make sure on which how many data centers in this region. So Virginia is the big area. Means like there is a many customers in Virginia. So like Virginia and New York and the Washington DC, and these are all the companies. So many companies are here. So those companies are mm, those new companies are uh, those are all of the new companies. So many companies they are creating the servers in these regions. That's why they created a lot of data centers in this region. So almost six big data centers created by Amazon in Virginia region itself. So that is the one most important thing we need to understand. If you understand that, if you understand this point, then go to the next one is, if you understand this, then we can go to the server creation and all. Before proceeding with server creations, any questions here, anyone
This health
about
check is regarding the means zone only or a
the
Virginia.
AWS health check? AWS health check.
Okay. The region also.
AWS, yeah, AWS health check means if there is any issues going on with AWS.
Okay.
Any issues means like their data center may be down, their operational, some storage issues or some they are finally they are the data centers, right? So if there is any issues going on, they will show here like these are the so and so issues like that. So that is the most important thing we need to understand. So any questions, anyone?
No.
So then coming to creating instances is very easy. If you go to the instance creation, launch instance, and you can do one by one. So now we are going to discuss about how to create the Windows server, how to create the Linux server. So how to connect it to them. So we'll understand one by one. So now coming to how to create the Linux server or Windows server. So it doesn't matter for the Linux or Windows. This is just hardware. Hardware you can select any kind of hardware. So it may be Windows or Linux. Operating system only, it is varying. So now coming to, if you go to the, you want to create a Windows server, just launch instance. So once you launch instance, then then you can select like how many servers you want. You can create a multiple servers at a time if you want. So then coming to what kind of like by default also you can create some server by launching Amazon is providing. Otherwise, I don't want that. I can go to the different servers like Windows server. So I can select the hardware first, I mean software first, what operating system you want. So and in that what version, like in Windows, what version like Windows 2016 server or whatever server you can select. Then the instance model, like it is free eligible. You need to make sure you can select the free eligible with one CPU, 1 GB RAM. You can select any of the server, but if you select the other server, like suppose two CPU with 8 GB RAM, they will charge for it. So we don't want to pay anything. So we don't want to pay anything. That's why. So we can select the free tier eligible. So if you go here, one CPU with 1 GB, free tier you can select. So any questions here up to now, like how to create the server. So you just launch instance, then you can see there is a name. You can give any name of the server, like app server, just for our understanding, apps server, you can say anything. Okay. So then what kind of AMI image you want to select? Then I selected the Windows. Then what kind of hardware you want to select? So before proceeding, any questions?
No.
No, right? So then coming to this key part, I will explain the key, what is key and all. You can proceed with existing key or create the new key and proceed. Let me create the new key so that I will explain about the key and all. The key name is Windows 2016 or whatever name you want, you can give the key. This key is the password. By using this key, we can generate the password to connect to this server. So make sure the key must be created, otherwise it won't allow you to create even. So we need a key. So that key, I will show you why we need key, this key, and on which network you want to connect, and this we will understand later, but at least what kind of protocols you want to allow, like HTTP protocols, and how much storage you want to allow. You can create the more storage if you want, and you can add the another volume also, like is there any volumes you want. So then there is additional details also. Here you need to select any kind of auto recovery, like for example you want to enable the DNS, or you want to enable any IAM role. If you remember, like IAM, like in that we created the role. You want to assign the role for this. So based on that role, the system act on applications or other services like that. Then coming to here, if you go to the auto recovery, if you want disable auto recovery, you can disable. And shutdown behavior. That means if you shut down the server, you want to stop it or terminate it. If you shut down the server, you want to stop the server or you want to terminate the server. If you shut down, yes, you can shut down, or terminate means you can terminate the server. So now coming to, mostly we can stop. We never delete the server if it is shut down. So then coming to it, the you want to hypernet mode. You want to enable the hypernet mode, so like power saving mode. So then coming to, so before proceeding, any questions here up to from here? Like we understand this storage, we understand the what kind of network you want to allow. So any questions here? Anyone? One
That
by one, just
auto recovery part means exactly.
sorry.
That auto recovery part, can you explain? Hmm.
Yeah. So before proceeding, you understand this, right? What kind of operating system you want to select. So
Yes.
Windows or Linux like that. What type of hardware you want to select, one key, one CPU, 2 GB RAM like that. What kind of server you want to select. So that is the one more thing you want to do. So now coming to the key part. So the key, you can use the existing key or you can create the new key. So that key will help you to log in into the server. So I will explain how the key will work. Then coming to on which network you want to create this server. This part also we will discuss later on. We can create our own network and we can use that server. Okay. Then coming to configuring storage, like how much storage you want and all. So before proceeding these advanced details, any questions here up to this part, let me know. I will explain about any of these.
No.
So then coming to you can go to the advanced version. That means like here you want to create the prepaid server. You can select this. So otherwise, I don't want prepaid. I want to general server, general purpose server. Then you want to enable any role you for the server. You can select if you want. The DNS is by default it is enabled. So then coming to auto recovery means if we disable this, the system will not recover automatically in case if there is any issue that the file system recovery kind of thing. So it will recover automatically by default. So by default it is auto recover. So if you don't want, you can disable that feature. So that means sometimes our system is going to maintenance mode. In that case, it is automatically recovering. Even in Windows system also, sometimes it is recovering. It will take some time to recover and all. You remember. So that is auto recover. Then coming to shutdown behavior and stop behavior and termination. So let me any questions about these two first of all.
Shutdown behavior means it is stop.
In case the server is down, then you want to stop it or you want to terminate that server.
Okay.
Usually, if it is down, then just to stop it. So the same hypernet behavior. It's kind of if you enable this hypernet mode, right, the power saving mode. If no one is accessing, sometimes it is going to power save mode.
Yes. Got it.
So then coming to the termination protection. Termination protection means like termination protection meaning is if someone is deleted this, if someone is trying to reboot the server, but accidentally they selected the termination button, it is going to terminate. If you enable this protection, it will not allow you to delete by default. So you need to enable it means it is extra layer of security for your server. If someone is trying to reboot, but he selected the termination button instead of reboot button, and it is going to terminate. You don't want to terminate that. The same way, like stop protection also the same. If someone stop the server, so you don't want to allow them by default to stop. This feature is added recently. So some L1 team or someone sometime accidentally they are stopping, so they don't want allow the stopping of the server. So if you want, yes, you can enable that, and you want to disable, you can disable. That company will explain like how you want. So then coming to the monitoring. If you select monitoring, then the system is monitored by the monitoring tool that is CloudWatch. So like that, if you select the high speed data, see this is like a high speed internet, you will get it like, but it is chargeable actually. So some servers they need more high speed. So in that case, the people will select. So you can ignore that. So and also elastic interface acceleration. That means so if you enable like the speed memory, high memory, and like how high memory systems you want to allow, yes, you can add the elastic interface acceleration. In case your system is needed more memory, it will allow this. Okay. So, but in company, our company will decide like these features and all. Okay, what need to edit and all. So the specifications also, this is credit specifications also unlimited. So unlimited means like by default, whatever 1 GB, 1 CPU we selected, but still it will create more if you want Like if in case your system is selected more resources, then it will allow you to create the more resources. And the placement group name, this I will explain later. And also here capacity reservation. This also we will create reservation. I will explain. The tenancy is the hardware, like you want to dedicated or shared one. So if you say dedicated one, it is extra charges, but it is the server is dedicated for you. That's all. So if you say like shared along with you, your instances, some other instances are sitting in the same hardware. If you remember, I explained yesterday. So there is a hardware tenancy and all. Okay. So any questions here up to now, up to these points?
Means we create the instance and we select that hardware, all those things, but we want increase some more, so we can add in this, right?
You mean like you are talking about capacity reservation?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, yes, exactly. So if you say and you can create a reservation, like you can select that option. So if you select that option and it is reserved, like you can say like it will not allow you to utilize the more resources from the physical main server.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and also the last one, like these are license configuration. This is you bring your own license concept actually, in case you need it. So then coming to meta axis, I don't know, we don't need actually. So then coming to here, you can write the program. User data is very much important. You can write the program. That program enable you to create the instance along with your instance. It is whatever you write it here, it is going to install. Suppose you can write a program to install the Java service. So it will install the Java software after installing the server automatically. If you select like whatever you do, you want to do, you can enable here. So that means while creating the server, you want to do something. While creating the server, you want to do something, that is the user data info. Then you can create the launch instance. Very easy. So please go ahead. Any questions here about how to create the Windows server? Then instance is launched. So in the meantime, let me go back to the session. I am creating the Linux server also. Launch instance, there is no difference here. Just you can select the Linux operating system, that's all. In that, which version you want, Red Hat 8, Red Hat 7, whichever you want, Red Hat with the MySQL. So you can select whatever the operating system you want. So you just select the pre-eligible enterprise Linux, okay? So they will not charge anything. Then coming to pre-eligible Red Hat 8 SSD type and all, root disk is SSD type and x86 model or ARM model. Like go with x86 model. Then hardware, what kind of hardware you are looking for, free tier. Then key, you can create the key also. You can create the key. The key must be PPK file for Linux server. So RHEL8 server you are creating with a PPK file. So you can create a PPK file. That's all. PPK file is ready. So I will explain why this key and all. Then the same story, networking selection and allow whatever the port you want. Otherwise deny the port. So whatever you want. Then go here, launch instance. That's all. Very easy. Then go to the storage configuration. How much storage? Additional also same, everything is same because this is hardware is same for any operating system. That imagine you are buying a laptop or a desktop, whatever it is, whatever operating system you can install, but hardware is same. That way, like the operating system we selected is different from operating system we selected is Linux or Windows. Based on that it will install, like see this one. So if you want Windows, yes, you can select the Windows operating system. So any questions here before proceeding to create the server?
No.
So you can create the, so it's very easy. Now two servers are creating one Windows server and one Linux server. So just refresh the page, you can see two servers are creating. So if you see the two servers are creating, this is already running state, but it is still initializing. So now we will understand how to access these servers. So very easy, select the server, and if you see there is a connect option. Can you see this? Connect option, then you can go to the RDP connection. Then you can select download the remote desktop file and you need to get the password. You see this password? So the password is you can get from the key which is generated by AWS. So you can go here and still the server is initializing. That's why we are not able to access. The key purpose you understand, right, Sachidanand?
Yes, got it.
So here, if you go here, the connect and RDP, then there is a get password. Now you need to browse the key which is downloaded by AWS. If you see here, it is clearly saying you need to browse the key which is downloaded one. So Windows 2000. So you can say open. Then this is the password. If you decrypt, yes, you can get the password of this instance. You can get the password of this instance. So you already downloaded the desktop client software in your desktop. Just click on that and you can able to access to the server using administrator is the username. The password is generated by the key. The password is generated by the key. So my password is ready, system is ready. Then you can able to access to this Windows server. That's all. It's very easy and straightforward. If I provide this access, this username and password along with your address, you can also able to log in into this. So can someone try to log in into this server? This is the password I am sharing, and the user ID, I mean like the IP address is this. So username is administrator. Administrator is the username, password, and the I'm providing you all the details. So someone can try to connect to this server now. So I'm connecting in the meantime. The server is ready almost. See, the server is deploying. The server is already deployed. Now we are connecting to that server. See, it is created and you are connected to the system. So once we connected, then you can change the password. Next time onwards, you can use the same password and username so that people can able to log in into the system using the same access key and all that. So you don't need of that key also because I already provided the username, password, and the IP address also. So who is trying to log in? Anyone?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Okay, you are trying, right? So let me share. Let me make you presenter so that you can able to log in into this. So yeah, please share your screen and you can try to connect using MSTSC. There is a yeah, you are using MSTSC.
Can you share?
Can you cancel this and go to the beginning again because they will also understand how you get this one. So you just go to the, yeah, this one, Windows remote desktop. You need to use this remote desktop. How you got this? Just go to the search window and search for MSTSC. That's all. MST, yeah, Microsoft Desktop Remote Desktop Connection. So this connection is there. IP address also I provided, and he's connecting to my server with the username administrator. With username is administrator, password is welcome one. Sorry, password is I shared with you over the chat window.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are connecting to this thing. Yes, it's very easy and simple, straightforward. So now we are understanding how to access the AWS Windows Server. So how to create the Windows Server, how to access the Windows Server, how to create the Linux server, how to access the Linux server, then how to manage the server. That's all. So after connecting to this, you can reset the password. Once you reset the password, then your system is ready with the new password and all. So any questions, anyone?
Yes, I can also reset that password. Right?
Yes, you can reset this is the Windows server, your Windows server now. You can do whatever you want because that's completely your server. You got it, right?
Yes, got it.
Yeah. So now coming to it is still loading. So after that, the server is ready to access because this is the Windows 2016 is big application, big server, big OS. But we created with only one CPU, 1 GB RAM. That's why it is taking more time. You understand why it is taking time?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So after a few minutes, you can see the server is ready. But in the meantime, how to access the Linux server also? How to access the Linux server? Before proceeding with Windows Server login, any questions here, please go ahead. You can connect, you can say connect option or DP. Get password, browse the file, which is the key generated by AWS. That's all. Your key and password, everything is ready. That's all. You have everything ready. So you can take this address into MSTSC. You can just go to the search for MSTSC, Microsoft remote desktop connection. So MSDSC. So you can provide the username and I mean this address. The address of the server is this one. So if you go to the server, you can take the address of the server, this server. So this is the server you can take. So you can provide this address. That's all you are all set. So you can able to access, but you have the password also. So the password I need to, but you understand, right? Anyone, any questions here about how to log in? Before proceeding Linux.
I understand.
Yeah, now we are going to discuss about how to access the Linux server. How to access the Linux server is very easy. Just you can go to the Linux server, you can go to the partition, you can go to this. So it will allow you to see the password, I mean to see the prompt. But if you the default username for this AWS server is EC2 remember. E2 user is the username for the default, but it is not allowed because anyone know this username, I mean this IP, they can log in, right? But we don't want to allow. So the key is the one, like you need to go to the SSH and you need to authenticate and you need to load the key which is downloaded by AWS at the time of creating this. You see downloads, you can go to the this one. Can you see this? Everyone with me?
Yes,
Yeah, if you click on this, then you are all set. So then you can able to access the server. What is the username? Default username? EC2-user. The password is the key you supplied. You provided the key, right, at the time of. So then you can become a super user by using sudo su hyphen. That's all. Now you become a administrator for this server. So after creating this server, then you need to enable the direct route login to the customer. I'm changing the size of the screen. So now you got this point, right? How I connected.
yes, got it.
So then you can enable the direct route login by going just note it down this etc ssh sshd because I don't want to give you suppose you are the Linux administrator. I am the AWS administrator. You requested under Rajesh or Naveen or someone, they are the Java developer. You understand what I mean?
Yes,
Java developer or Python developer, he requested you a server and you requested me a server. So I created the server in Linux, and I can provide you the username password for this along with the IP address. But by default, direct root login is disabled. So we need to go to this file. Direct root login means you can't able to log in as a root by default from the AWS server. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
So only the way is EC2-user. This is the normal user provided by AWS, and the key is the password for that, and we already provided that. Then you are able to log in to the server. But you can say sudo su hyphen, that will give you the sudo su hyphen, that will give you the root, so that you are the admin for this now. So, but as a AWS admin, you need to enable. So we don't want to provide the key to everyone in our team or in our company. So whoever access. So I don't want to provide. So in that case, what I can do, you can go to this file. In this, there is a option like permit root login equal to yes. It is saying yes. In case if it is saying no, you need to make it yes. That is the one option. The second thing you need to do, there is a password authentication is saying no. Clearly it is saying password authentication is no. That means you are not allowed to supply the password to log in. You are allowed to log in through key only. But now I am enabling for password. You understand what I mean? I'm
Yes.
saying yes. I'm saying yes. Then TASSWD, I'm changing the password for root user. Root means administrator in Unix. So I'm providing password welcome, welcome. That's all. Now you can able to log in into this server using, imagine I'm the AWS admin. My job is completed. What is my job here? I created the server. I created the Linux server. Then I connected to the Linux server. Then I enabled the direct root login, and I'm giving you Linux as a Linux administrator you requested. So I can say, hey, this is your Linux server, and this is the IP address of the server. I can say this, okay? Then username is root, password is welcome. So now you can connect to the system, and you can manage the Linux server. And after that, you can install the services, you can install the Java, you can do whatever you want. So please go ahead. Any questions here? You have a lot of money, man. It's done. So root is the username. I think. Oh, after enabling that, I need to restart the service actually. So I'm just restarting the service. SER. Yeah, let me share my screen again. So you are not able to log in, right, Sachitana?
Login.
You are not able to log in, right? Because
Yes.
after changing that settings, right? So we modified this file.
Yeah.
After modifying, we need to restart the service. SER service SSHD RESTR restart. So now you can able to log in. Just hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Let me, yeah. So now you can share your screen and try to access. Everyone with me, right? Anyone, any questions here? Please go ahead. So you can log in. Username is root. Password is the welcome. I'm the AWS admin. You are Linux admin. We are working for one company. Welcome. Just a small welcome. All small.
Yeah. I'm able to login.
You are able to log in, right? Then you are
Yes.
all set. In this says, like suppose someone is the Java developer or Python developer, you can install Python 3 m install, m space install. INSTAL. STAL.
Name install.
Yes, yes, is missing. INSTAL.
Yeah,
STAL.
like
Yeah,
key.
space and Python. Space, you can give Python software, whichever the software the customer is requested to. Why he requested? So you can give the whatever software you want. Python, Java, PYTH. Yeah, PYTH. Otherwise, you can install Java also. Java, enter. So now you are installing the Java software on the server as a Linux administrator, and you are hand over to the people whoever is managing Java software. You understand, I think, right?
Yeah, my
So
laptop
this,
is not working. So let's say it's
yeah,
typing issue.
yeah, it is checking for first time, and it is loading all the softwares, and after that it will connect.
Yeah.
Say yes, yeah. Now it is installed. So and you can create a user. For example, you can create a user, and you can provide the user to any person. They can able to log in into the system as a user, and they can start their job as a user. You can create user add KV user add space KVR any name you can create KVR. Yes, enter. Yeah, you can create password KVR, PSSWD, KVR. And imagine I'm the Java developer. So I can welcome, you can give welcome password so that I can connect to the system again with as a user. So I can connect to the system as a user, the user which you provided, right? So this is the server I am connecting as a user KVR. So password welcome. So that means now I am the normal user. The dollar KVR is the user connected to the system, and I can do only Java related software or whatever you want. You understand what I mean? So
Yes.
PyThon Python I can do Python 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 2 maybe. So PyTh, yeah. So that means the software may not be installed. You understand? So as the admin, we can install the software MINSTALL install PYTHON. Python 2 is the latest version, Python 3 actually. So Python 2 or Python 3 without software, you can install. Then I can able to log in Python 2 C. To understand, as KB is installed, we log into the Python module and you can start the Python related job. So here point is like the flow I am trying to explain. Like in company there is a request. The request is from the Java developer or Python developer or the database engineer. Suppose if the customer wants to use this is for database, so he can install the database software by using m install like MySQL. So MySQL, then MySQL software is ready to access. So this way, like the Linux admin and AWS admin will work together to provide the required service to the database engineer. Then after installing the database engineer is giving to the application people. Application people is hosting the application and it is giving to the business. Then the business people will start business on top of this application. So that is the whole flow we need to understand about the how to create the Windows server, how to create the Linux server, then how to log in into the server. So before proceeding, any questions here, anyone?
If I lost the key to access that server,
And
then
the key is for only AWS administrator. First point. The end users they don't care about key. For them IP address, username, password. That's all. Got
so
it,
if,
right?
if if I lost that key for first time as well for root access as well. So
Yeah, for AWS admin, yes, if he forget the
Key.
key, we can request to the AWS, we can request to the uh, AWS support and they will provide. But in company, the process is completely different. We never use these AMIs. We can use our own AMI, which is having with our username, our company usernames and passwords and everything. You got
Okay.
it what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Means we customize AMI.
Exactly. Whatever, while creating the server, we are just randomly selecting the AMI from the default provided by the companies like Microsoft or Red Hat, SUSE Linux, whatever the operating systems they are provided. We are just selecting the randomly AMIs, right? This one. Instead of that, we can use our own AMIs. You got it?
Yes.
So in that one AMI is personalized with our usernames, passwords, and everything. You
AD,
understand that part?
AD integration with the username and password.
Pardon?
AD integration, username and password.
Yeah, AD integration that is again different. But whatever. But the meaning here is we never use the key, real point of view. In case if you are using, you lost the key. Yes, there is a support, you need to contact them and they will supply this thing. They will provide you the password, I mean, key. So you can use that. The one more important thing is you already connected. Suppose you have the Unix server from on-premises. How can you access that server with a key? If any one of you guys are using MacBook, how to access this server? Got it?
Okay.
Yeah, in that case, imagine this is your Linux server, or imagine this is your MacBook. So if you open the MacBook, there is a terminal, right? From that terminal, you can able to access. Suppose if I click on here, then there is a connect option. It will show you that option. Can you see this like a SSH client option? You can use this option to connect. If you look for this command, you can clearly understand SSH-I input, you are giving this as a key and you are connecting to the system EC2-user on this thing. Got it or still confusion?
Yeah, got it.
But the key is in your current directory. This key must be in your current directory. Then only you can able to access. You got it? You got it or not?
Yeah, got it.
So this is the another option you can able to log in using this. So for example, I will show you one. I have one server like I have another server I created some time back for another reason. This is different server. So how can I access this server using this option? So I'm connecting to this server. It is my box. So let me connect.
Yeah, password is I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. So from this mission, you understand what I'm trying to do, right?
Yes.
So you know how to access to M40, but you want to access the same thing from the any of the other servers. So if I try to access this using this command, it definitely will not allow me to access. So it is saying yes, but it is clearly says there is no key. I'm changing the font size. You need to understand at least what I am trying to do. I'm trying to access this server. So can you see this password it is asking, but we don't have password, right? For
Yes.
this user. That's why we can't able to access. So instead of that, if you provide the key here, this key, the firm key is the password. So if you provide that key in your current directory of your Linux server or of your MacBook, so then you can able to access. You got it, I think.
Yeah,
So
got it.
now for that, what I can do, I can copy this WinSCP. WinSCP, you know, right? WinSCP is the tool. You can access the server from desktop to Windows, Windows to desktop. There is a files you can share between. This is the IP address I am connecting. This is the IP address I am connecting. Once I connected to this WinSCP tool, I'm connecting to this username tool, password and providing. So then I'm connecting to this Unix server. This is my local server example. So why I'm connecting to this server? I need to upload the key from my local desktop, if you remember. So in our desktop or I mean something, um, yeah, it is there in our um downloads. So I can go to the downloads. I can copy this key to the desktop wherever it is. So and I can drag and drop. You understand what I'm trying to do? So
Yes.
I can just drag and drop. So my key is ready in my remote system. I mean my client machine. So if you see ls, the key is ready. So now I can use this command. You can able to access the system. So it is still asking, uh, not this one, ppk file. We should have the ppk file. Maybe this one. How come
Is
ppk? Oh, okay. We need the PEM file actually. So we don't have PEM file while creating.
we need to have PIM file.
Exactly. It is looking for the PEM file, but PEM extension file, but we have the PPK.
Yeah.
So while downloading, usually we can generate the PEM file for this. So we miss
Yeah.
that part and we will, but you can try that. And if in case if you have any questions, you can contact me. I will explain about that. So anyone, any questions here, any confusion?
PIM file through we can generate a PPK as well, right?
Yes, we can generate the PPK. Uh, Suppose for that PuttyGen is the one tool. PuttyGen is the one tool. You can convert the key file, that import key, which file we are talking about. We can convert PEM to PPK. Suppose
Mm.
this PPK file you are taking, suppose, and you can convert into the public key format, but there is no a PEM conversion. You understand?
Yeah.
So
Already
there is
selected.
no, yeah, only while creating key, you can download the PEM extension. That's all. So that means like while launching the instance, right? So while launching the instance, there is an option to create the key. There is a one option to create the key, right? While creating the key, you can select the PEM extension instead of PPK. So that PEM extension key you can use here. So that is the one more. So then you can able to access. So I think everyone understand this point. If anyone not clear, let me know. I will explain one more time.
Understood.
So that is the server creation and server login, Windows and Unix, and key pairs also you understand what is key, why we need key, how the key is working, and everything you understand. So if you test everything, you will. So you test everything, you can delete the instances also. Okay.
We
Sometimes
can
they are,
use a
yeah.
key before the instance creation as well, right?
Mm. These keys I created sometimes. We can create the key before also. Yes. We go to there is a security. Here we can create the keys that I will explain. We can create the key at the time of creating the server. Otherwise, we can create the key after creating also. So before creating, not after. So now coming to, you are very clear about this thing. Now you are very clear about these things. So um, yeah. Now coming to, so the server operation. If you click on the server, then we will understand some options here. So you understand the meaning of connect, right?
Yes.
And then you want to stop the server if you want, yes, you can stop the server. So you want to terminate the server, reboot the server and hypernet mode and all these options. So if you are not clear about these options, let me know. These are all options.
Mm.
Any of these options.
If I want to access that Linux server through using that Windows gem box, whatever we created, same like that we can
From,
access it.
from Windows?
Yeah. Well,
No, no.
we created a EC2 instance for Windows as well and Linux, and I want to
Mhm.
access Linux EC2 instance from that Windows instance. We can do.
No. Windows means again we need the protection, right? So the sec
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Using that EC2 instance in Windows, that we need to put the
yeah,
putty. Then
yeah.
after we can
Putty.
access.
Otherwise, you can use the PowerShell also using SSH. PowerShell will support the SSH connection as well. If I go this server, right?
That
So this
Windows
is
in that EC2 instance, right? Windows.
yeah. So this will allow this PowerShell will allow to access the Windows server. Got it? You understand, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Anyone, any questions about these options? Like these are all options. These stop instance, reboot, terminate, and terminate means removing from the system. Start, stop, reboot also, right? So hibernate means like you want to like a Windows server only it is applicable. So I don't want this server, you can terminate. So whereas this server, if I go terminate, can you see this? It is not allow me to terminate. Can you see this?
Yes, yes.
Why? Why? Because while creating this server, I enabled the termination protection. For other server, I'm not enabled. So then it is the extra layer of security. So you need to go to the instance settings and you need to disable the termination protection. It is already enabled. You just disable that. Then it will allow you to terminate the server. Can you see this? Now it is not grayed out.
Yeah.
Previously it was grayed out. Now you can terminate. Terminate means you are removing the server from whole system, whole your
Yes.
network. So that means for us it is nothing, but in company the server may be running with big applications. So many customers are accessing, so it's very crazy. So here nothing. You got it, I think, how to create the server and all. Tomorrow we will discuss about how to manage this server, like how to manage the instances, some settings, a lot of settings are here, networking, security. So we will understand one by one, including monitoring.
And
So
hello,
yeah,
hello, can you
any
hear me?
yeah, yes, Vijay, yeah.
Uh, actually, if you are using Linux in the through our cloud system, right? Suppose if
Mhm,
I wanted to install the some other third party means some other application means WebSphere or IBM product or something like that in our Linux
mhm.
product, we need to pay or there's a different.
No,
costing
no,
will
that is
be
that is that is your server. You can install whatever software you want. But only thing is that application, right? That application need a whatever application you want to install. That application need a license. That license you need to buy your own. That means AWS is bring your own license concept.
okay. Suppose if I have some cracked version, some applications kind of thing, they can allow or
No, no, they don't. They don't have anything to restrict. They just provide you the server name, server. That's all.
okay, only they given the resources, whatever we can
That's
use
all.
it. What?
Yeah, that means like
Okay,
if
fine.
you buy the any server from market, if you go to
Mm.
the like server, you can buy any server. You can install whatever you want. The same way because this
Okay.
is not the pass model. If it is pass model, that is different. Pass model
Mm.
means platform as a service model. Platform as
Okay.
a
Now,
service model. Yeah, this is
what
infrastructure
we are
as a service model.
pass mode is different. This one, what we are using
This
right now,
is infrastructure as a service
so
model. They
infrastructure.
are giving you
Okay.
infrastructure directly.
Ah, okay.
So
Okay.
pass model means they will give you the application directly.
Mm. Okay.
Got it?
Now, now whatever you are teaching us, we have any project kind of thing. Some of the project you have anything to
Yeah,
distribute to
definitely. Yeah,
for us?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, we will.
Yeah, means at least we need to learn more on that. I think this one everything we can see, but once we get some any project kind of thing, more knowledge will be getting. I'm saying.
Yeah, 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 definitely. Will.
Yeah, can we share the some exam point of view documents or something like that for us? Actually, I'm preparing for examination for next month or kind of thing.
Mhm.
AWS.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
I try,
definitely.
if I get it, very much helpful for us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure, sure. Yeah. I will study
Okay,
for it. Yeah.
thank you. So far,
Yeah.
okay.
No
In case
problem.
of anything, we will.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Tomorrow we will discuss a lot actually. So,
Yeah, sure.
yeah. So, and anyone, any questions? And we are conducting some free IELTS trainings. So, any of your friends, relatives, or anyone are looking for abroad studies and all, let them know. Okay. So,
And
we are processing.
you are giving us IELT for only for the student, or anyone can
i- i-
join for that?
Anyone can join, but that is useful for only the people whoever is going to abroad studies.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Suppose
you
we,
can attend.
we will get the some good exposure for communication skill on that if I join
That
also.
is there actually. Yeah, 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 definitely. You can attend. That is free. Yeah.
Sorry.
So, yeah, you can attend. That is free session actually. We are conducting free session. Anyone can join.
Okay. At least we need to
Yeah,
improve some more
yes.
communications and nowadays in our office environment and everything to improve our skills and other things. This
True,
one, if
true.
I get a chance, we will join if I get it.
Yeah, yeah, true, true. Yeah. And also we are processing complete free processing for the abroad studies. Okay. Let
Oh,
them
okay.
know if anyone, any of your friends, relatives, or anyone is interested for the abroad study. We
Okay. My
have the
son also
contact.
now in 10th standard. He can also join. Possible.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Actually, you plan to do any abroad or something, medical year planning.
Uh,
Uh, he need to improve himself, I think so. If I get,
yeah, learning knowledge is all.
yeah. Now he's in 11th standard. I think another 2 years
Oh,
to be.
no problem.
Okay. Thank you.
Share that link as well so we can join that as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.